The stock of the, well, I don't know, the stock of the day could be Apple. It's near its high for the year. Rival Samsung is saying no more Galaxy Note 7 phones. If you got one, turn it off. Don't fly with this thing. Even replacement for the Galaxy 7, that's been taken out as well. Now, Apple stock is up this morning because of the news from Samsung. $117, $118 per share. Would you, Jeff? No, wait, let me introduce everybody. I've got to introduce everybody. Scroll up, please. I want to see what we got. Yeah, we got Jeff Seeker in my immediate left. We've got Peter Marisi, we've got Todd Horowitz, and I think we've got Ash, and we've got Liz. There we are. I'm going to start with Apple. Would you buy Apple? Seeker, Perma Bear, would you buy Apple at 118?
Well, obviously this is good for Apple. You know, they're going to lose about Samsung's going to lose about $17 billion that ultimately Apple could pick up as revenue. The problem is Apple cannot continue to rely on the iPhone. They cannot continue to rely on that. Without innovation, they are not going to move past this. They're becoming a commoditized company. They got a shot in the arm by this because the Galaxy 7 was their attempt to aggressively overtake Apple, and it failed miserably.
Right. You know, we were back in May, we're saying Apple could break through the $90 threshold, right? Remember that? We were thinking, oh, yes, Apple could go to 89. They report earnings in 2 weeks' time. It could be the first year-over-year decline in iPhone sales at Apple.
Well, wait a second. We've got an analyst saying they could pick up an extra 15 million iPhone
that would bring it to 200,
because of Samsung.
It would bring it to 211 million iPhones sold, down from 231 million last year.
Who was that? Was that you, Todd Horowitz? What do you got to say on Apple at 118?
I say you don't buy it here. If you own it, hold it. If you don't own it, you should look to short it because it's well overvalued now. It's already fair valued in this place here. It needs to come down. It needs to take lessons from Microsoft and reinvent itself because the way it's operating right now is going to end up looking like IBM instead of the Apple that we remember. It needs to reinvent what they do and find new ways to create revenue because, as Jeff Seeker said, the iPhone is not going to be their target anymore.
Well, what do you say? Peter Marisi, come into this, please.
The smartphone is becoming a mature space. If the new Samsung had worked out, it would have been great. It would have been an advance. But let's face it, there's only so much we will be able to do with these contraptions. So short of some other new great initiative, Apple's going to be in a more mature industry, circa the automobile industry in the 60s.
Let me correct myself.
Kind of situation.
Apple's on track for 226 million iPhone sales.
Right.
With the Samsung problem factored in.
226 million.
That's 5 million
more is it going to
last
sell?
year.
How many more is it going to sell? The really big growth market for phones is on the low end in places like China, and Apple is just not very fleet of foot at that.
Can I just make the case that the smartphone is the consumer product that everybody on this planet wants? And the iPhone represents the peak of that market, the peak of that particular
but people
product.
are hanging on to their phones longer now because the innovations are not as abrupt as they used to be with each successive phone.
Right, exactly.
And then they cannibalize all the old models, and you get lower prices. And what's happening, especially in places like China, when you get lower prices and the economies aren't doing as well, people price shop.
Okay.
So,
the other thing is Samsung produces a lot of high-quality phones other than the Note. My wife has had a succession of them. She's been very happy. Samsung has got a lot of loyal users. Listen, if General Motors can rebound from the issues that it had with quality and with safety, certainly Samsung can rebound from this. It's not the whole line of phones. It's one phone.
I stand corrected before the foremost expert on the planet. I've got a